Oh, they just started when they said that they're on the wrong team. If you are on the wrong team, please close it out. We will re-invite everyone. No, like the people who are AD carry are on the same team. Or no, support are both on the same team. I'm just going to assume that it's fine. There, I just saved a screenshot in case I need to re-invite the same people. I'm going to start the next giveaway here. We'll be drawing the prize at the end of this game. Okay, so entry is reopened. Keyword is still workshop. This time it's for a Steam game. We are drawing the prize at the end of this match. The Nidalee target bans, yes. They always ban Nidalee versus Nidalee. Okay, I was just very concerned because someone was like, oh no, I'm on the same team. Yes, and your icons are online now, Requine. Very good job. We'll see. We might do one more workshop, or we might do viewer games. Depends on if we've got through everyone or not. While this is running, I'm going to grab pizza. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I was just getting a quick snack so that I don't die of hunger while this loads. Yeah, am not. I definitely do remember you donating. I know I have that receipt somewhere, but unfortunately, when people don't add a donation message, like there's a donation box where you can type in comments when you're going through PayPal, it's very difficult to link username with email address with donation. Again, Brian's looking that up right now. He'll be able to update that list. I apologize for any inconvenience there. In the meantime, I'm going to go over picks and bans here. On blue team, we have Nidalee, Lee Sin, and Fizz ban. The Nidalee and the Fizz are target bans at Oh Sweet Nidalee. He plays Nidalee every single time he's allowed to in this workshop, and he absolutely destroys with it. Last week, he also played Fizz in a workshop, and I think got like 20 kills. So we'll see how well he's able to play that. We also then have a Kha'Zix, Amumu, Ziggs ban. All very strong bans right now, especially in solo queue. The Amumu ban is pretty powerful again. Kha'Zix is considered one of the best assassins in the game, and again, it could be a targeted ban against someone on the enemy team. Either way, good job, everyone, on banning useful champions and targeted stuff. We then have a Kassadin that got through. Kassadin is then up against a Zed. Zed actually does pretty well versus Kassadin. It just depends on how well they play. We then have a Jax versus what appears to be a Shyvana top. Shyvana wins that lane early. Once Jax gets items, he has the potential to snowball it heavily in his favor. It's not really a one-sided lane, though, so we'll see how well they just position how well they play. We then have a Mundo versus a Rammus. Rammus did get nerfed, still a very strong ganker, strong jungler in general. Mundo, very, very powerful right now, but again, his jungling isn't that fantastic. He's all about just beefing up and being an unstoppable late game. We then have a Soraka Lucian versus Ashe Karma. Ashe Karma is a lot of burst early. Like, actually, huge damage potential coming out from them. Whereas Soraka Lucian, very low damage, very high sustain, and a lot of outplay potential. I would expect Karma Ashe to win that lane, though. Depends on how well they play. I just think that's a really powerful combo. A lot of slows, a lot of peel, and a lot of burst from both of them if they play it properly. And again, the Ignite is really going to help versus the Soraka heal. Someone in chat was asking about the MVPs from last game. I apologize, I was letting Requine do the commenting from that. I'm not sure if she was able to get through to everyone. I would have said that Vayne was definitely MVP of the one team because she was playing really well in terms of positioning, Vayne mechanics, and just generally playing well while her team was behind. On the split side, I would say probably Kayle. Kayle did pretty well. I had a lot of complaints, though, with just not using ult, maybe some minor positioning issues. But as far as carrying the team, she definitely did very well. I apologize, though, it's not fresh in my memory anymore to really be able to comment on specific plays. I would suggest definitely watch the video on demand once we have everything uploaded to YouTube. Should be done by tomorrow at the latest. Ashe has very strong burst early game. It's her level 1 auto attack and her volley. Provides pretty good damage. It's burst, it's not sustained damage. It's not the same level of other champions of burst. I'm more referring to the combination of Karma and Ashe. Their level 1 damage is phenomenal. You want to practice your Fiora mid? Fiora mid's actually really strong. One Bitcoin is worth about $900 right now. They're very divisible, though. You can donate like 1/1,000,000th of a Bitcoin. I believe Brian, we're doing some like coin farming for like altcoins. If someone does want to donate but doesn't have money, feel free to like farm some altcoins like Dogecoin, Litecoin, anything like that. Feel free to donate that. I don't know if we're actually going to do it, but it's something to consider. But yeah, the Fiora mid is actually really powerful. It's highly underestimated and very good in solo queue. It's not fake money. It's cryptocurrency. Bitcoin isn't worth farming anymore. You need specialized hardware. Other ones you can just run on your home computer and get money.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
No currency has backing besides government's JWF. Like American money, it's not backed by gold. It's not backed by anything. It's literally paper that the government says is worth money. It's no different, except that it's easier to use. Lucian is not buying starting items? Okay. It's possible I'm bugged, but he hasn't bought any items. So. Yeah, Bitcoin did spike to about $1,200 a coin recently. It's really concerning that he hasn't got any items. I'm assuming it's just a mistake, but that's something you need to keep an eye out for. China outlawed them for a little bit. Doesn't really stop it though. Caston, I would have expected him to go Flask. This is fine, though. I'm assuming he's trying to do a tier rush. That is one ugly-ass skin. Like, oh my god, it hurts my eyes to look at it. I gotta go to a different lane here. I mentioned the level 1 aggression that could come out from the Ashe and Karma combo. I would expect them to notice that Lucian has no items. They need to play incredibly aggressively here and just pound him for not starting with items. Yeah, like, see, the burst that they can throw out onto him, I would expect them to just constantly do that. Just get in range, auto-attack, combo him every time he comes in for CS. You should not be letting him get any farm here. Also, I would not be pushing the lane like that. They're level 2 while the enemy is level 1. They can push that advantage for a really... Yeah, see, he's noticed he has no items now, and he's going to try and go back. If he goes back, he's going to be level 1 versus level 4. He can't do that. Gank coming in here. Really good job picking that up, and it does go over to Mundo rather than Cassidon. That's not an issue. I'm actually going to rewind this just so we can see exactly what set that up. Mundo gets in behind and lands a cleaver. Once you land a cleaver on Mundo, you pretty much just won that. He lands a really good cleaver right before the minion would get in the wave, and then one final auto attack to pick that up. Again, they're using their pushing power rather than their harass power. I really don't like that decision. If you're looking into farming, I would suggest Dogecoin. That's what we're mining right now. It's kind of a joke currency, but it is actually really easy to farm and gets quite good profits. You can oftentimes get 10 or 20 US dollars per day of farming, and it's just leaving your computer on. Yeah, Litecoin isn't really worth it. Gank coming in from Rammus here, not level 6 yet, but counter gank coming in from Mundo. Good positioning, just Mundo being there. I'm not sure if that was coincidence or planning, but just showing up where the where Rammus is really, really big. Mundo's going to try and land a gank bot lane. We'll see how well this goes. I would expect Karma and Ashe to have more than enough disengage. How do you farm it? You just install a program and you let it run. Yeah, Brian will offer advice on that. You could literally just set it to automatically send the currency to us, and that would be donations. Like, that would be amazing. That would help me pay for this goddamn computer I just had to build. No, you don't use processor mining, you use graphics card mining. The better graphics card, the best. Oh, Rammus coming in top lane. There's not really much point him going in through here. I'm assuming he's trying to do a lane gank, but I don't think that's going to work very well versus Jax, who's just gonna jump away to a minion if he doesn't want that fight. Yeah. Nothing to do there. I don't see why he would go in. Kassadin is level 6 now, as is Zed. Oh, at this point, that's a... Oh, Kassadin needs to go in there. Kassadin, what are you doing? He should have gone in earlier. As soon as he jumped to the clone, you could have comboed him. Little bit of misplay there. Again, this bot lane is playing far more passively than I would like. I would expect Ashe and Karma to play incredibly aggressive. And they're just not doing that. They're instead playing a push game, and I don't understand. Yeah, the value of coin farming right now makes it almost impossible to buy an ATI graphics card. They're about 50% higher than the suggested price because people just buy like 50 of them. Mundo going up here. He did walk over pink ward, did not notice it though. So instead he's going to be caught out. Shyvana actually reacting very, very well to that, as is Rammus. He's going to get pinched here. And he's going to die for it. Like, there's no way he's going to escape this. Or he shouldn't be able to escape it. Yeah, there we go. Kill goes over to Rammus in this case, and their buff is secured. Alright, see you later, London. Kassadin turning around, turning around onto Kassadin. Not able to land anything. When you're playing Zed, you need to land your combo after you ult because it adds damage to the final detonation. And that would have been enough to kill Kassadin, but just not playing that quite right. Kassadin then able to turn that kill around, because again, just staying with a little bit too low health. Well, it's using your processing power, so if it's lagging you, you need to set it to a lower hash rate. You generally just run it overnight. So unfortunately, just not much aggression going on in any lane. At this point, Kassadin's ahead a little bit of CS, Jax is ahead a little bit of CS, and Ashe is just barely ahead. Rammus essentially ahead as well because he did catch Mundo out, so he was able to pick up a bit of extra farm in that time. I don't know here. Both teams just not really able to land much of anything onto anyone. Zed is coming down. Zed does not have his ult yet. It's about to come up. Where is it? It's so hard to read in this. There we go. Ult is up. They're focusing in onto Soraka. That seems an odd choice. They are going to get that kill, but I think they just needed to focus that a little bit better. No one at all attacked Lucian. Their mid laner went on to Soraka, and the rest of them went on to Mundo. They could have just popped Mundo and then cycled onto the second target if you needed. Oh, I think they just random flashed. What ELO is this? This is a viewer game, essentially. We do ranked workshops every single Sunday where we invite lower ranked players. We pair them up in assigned roles, and then we offer advice on how they could improve their play, and just general comments on how to carry games. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of action coming out at the moment. His mid laners just keep throwing themselves at each other. Again, both junglers showing up. It seems every time mid lane tries to trade a little bit of damage, both junglers show up. So that is a good thing from a counter ganking perspective, but they need to find a way to land some kills here. Also, I would point out Karma is staying alone. There's not enough CC to really pose much danger to her, but they definitely could set up a kill or at least a large amount of damage onto them. Anyone can sign up. You just need to join the League of Legends chat rooms. That's where we choose players from. Alright, good arrow coming in. Nice shield as well. Just get that speed boost on there, and they're gonna be able to take that kill away. At this point, I would suggest they do Dragon, because yeah, it looks like they're gonna do that. They have the 3 people there. My only concern is that Kassadin could come in and try and pop them if they got it all low. But with proper warding, they should be able to do Dragon for free. Kassadin roaming down bot lane. Looks like they're not really going to be able to respond, and Kassadin's not going to be able to one-shot someone just by himself. He's a little bit fed, but not to the point where he really does much damage. There's definitely at least one more game after this, yes. Okay, Kassadin's still here, as is Rammus. Rammus just standing on a ward. I don't know if Is he AFK? He must be. Oh, that disconnect. That's really unfortunate for them. Unfortunately, he disconnected right then. They did pause the game for a second, but unfortunately he was dead at that point. Okay, and they are able to land the kill onto Karma. I believe it was just she stayed with very low health. Okay, so Mundo lands on. In the meantime, they're able to focus onto the AFK. And yeah, so they just engage on, boom, double attack, get the free kill. In mid, Zed's trying to push in, but he's not really going to be able to do anything. And again, Caston just able to constantly poke him down. Top lane Jax is significantly ahead of Shyvana in farm. I'm assuming that's just how they're playing this lane. Unfortunately, it's been a very slow game, not a whole lot happening compared to some of our other workshops, so I haven't been able to commentate on this lane that much. It seems as though Jax is just pressuring and constantly applying that pressure so that he ends up building more and more of a CS advantage. And that's definitely what you should be doing. Rammus charging up. Oh, Asher doesn't manage to land that time. Does get the flash taunt. Okay, they get the flash at least, and the ult. So that's good for Purple Team to get that. Unfortunately, though, flash on Rammus is essential. Having it down is really difficult to make work. Jack's not able to get the stun on. I'm not sure why he didn't leap first. It looked like he was in range. Oh, maybe he lagged or something. Zed not quite gonna get that. Every single time, he's just not quite getting enough damage on his ult. He didn't use his ignite properly. Mundo coming in bot. Karma just gonna walk away. They do have to blow her flash. Just flash is being traded all over the map here. They should be able to get this kill onto Jax. Yeah, they land the taunt before he's able to use his dodge. Or his counter-strike, I guess it is. Good kill there. We've had some concerns with how Rammus is landing his ganks, but he is 4-1-1. So, can't really complain. He's doing well. Erased Rain, I'm pretty sure you're still on the stream. You're on North America, correct? Because that card is for North America. Bot lane fight coming in now. So, as much of a slow early game as we had, there is a lot of ganks coming out now, and that kill is going to go over to Lucian. And I'm interested to see if they're going to start taking some towers, though, because they haven't so far. Ash arrow lands right onto Soraka. They should have landed that taunt onto Lucian rather than Soraka. Yeah, you landed the arrow onto her, but that's not where your damage threat is. Ash volleys to the side rather than at the opponents, and just a little bit too far forward, so she is going to die for that. I'm interested to see if they're able to catch Rammus. I don't think they will. He's far too fast, but Caston could get around here and land something. Yeah, he's deep into enemy territory, so I would expect to see them pull this off. Right, they got the slow, and that's going to go for 2 Requine on Soraka. Soraka's actually 104. That's a lot better than I had thought. And of course, Casted in 302 is doing very, very well at the moment. Ashe has opted to go for Infinity Edge without any sustain. I've mentioned that before in our workshops, where without sustain, you're going to have a really hard time in lane. Whereas on the opposing side, we have a Soraka pumping out heals and mana, and you also have a Bloodthirster on Lucian. So they're going to have a lot of difficulty on the purple side trying to land a lot of these sort of skirmish fights, because they're constantly going to be poked down. Alright, Mundo taking away red. I'm interested to see if he then comes bot to try and do like a 4v4 fight or something, or whether or not they just go back to being a little bit more passive. Ram is trying for another engage here. I'm interested to see if they do another Ash Arrow initiate, or whether they go with something else. Jack's already onto the second top tower now. He has finished his Blade of the Ruin King, and he's going to really start punishing. Yeah, he's going to be able to pick up this kill no problem. Oh. That's unfortunate. If he used attack move there, it would have attacked as she went over. Looks like they are sending just Rammus top. Interesting. Rammus would be able to pick up that kill, honestly, because his sustained damage is pretty high. Jack's just going to be able to jump away to minions, though, if he tries to land something.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
Oh, he cancels it. Really good mechanics on that Jax, though. A lot of poke coming onto Karma there. I would suggest that she go back. Even if they lose this turret, it's better to not suicide and lose the turret. Castan pushing up mid. Looks like Mundo's going to try and reroute there and push with. Or that's what I would suggest he do. No, they're just gonna give it up. They could have got a lot of damage onto that turret before he was able to get back into lane. Ashe staying alone with Karma gone puts her at great risk of any fight. And this is, again, you have no lifesteal, so you're not going to be able to survive in a sustained engage or a harass lane. Dragon's about to spawn in about 5 seconds. Looks like they have the exact timing on it and are going to take it a second it spawns. Yeah, we accept all forms of donations because we need ways to fund our giveaways, stuff to give away to viewers, that sort of thing. So yeah, feel free to send some stuff our way. Whether it's Steam games, whether it's various forms of cryptocurrency, whether it's money, anything is always, always, always appreciated. Okay, they're going to push in this bot lane here. Soraka's the only one there defending it. Lucian's on his way, as is Mundo. Looks like they're just going to back out. No one seems to want to try and press anything this game. The solo lanes, top and mid, are both applying a lot of pressure, but they're not really using it to take anything. Good arrow, go right onto Soraka, able to pick that kill up. Teleport coming down from Shyvana. Not really needed. Like, yeah, and then misses the ult. Again, she's going to be very beefy and able to set up some decent stuff here. But just split focus, and they're not really going to be able to dance around under turret. They should just take the turret and then turn onto them. Perfect. Much, much better there. Caston's coming down. They need to be aware of that. You have a couple low health targets, and if he catches you out, he could get a kill or two. Yeah, he's not going to be able to, though. They don't quite have vision in order to set it up. Again, Jack's constantly pushing in this top lane. Because Shyvana teleported out, he was able to push it right back in and continue to build his CS advantage. That being said, Shyvana has not fallen further back. That's the thing. Even if you're behind, you need to not fall further behind. And Shyvana has done that so far. She's sort of kept even in her deficit and not fallen further behind. So that's really, really good. Yeah, the Steam giveaway is open right now. We're going to be giving away a randomized Steam game. I don't actually know what's next on the list, but that is open now. Uh, 2v1 top lane. Shyvana able to ult away. I don't know if they're going to be able to catch her. Obviously, they can tank the turret for a very long time. Lens the cleaver, so they are going to get this for sure. Caston not able to get in there and snipe a free kill. Bum, bum, bum. Lucian going to take red buff. Good choice. He has his Trinity Force now, so he's gone for Bloodthirst or Trinity Force. I would prefer to see maybe like a Last Whisper on him, because he is going to be dealing with the front line of Rammus Shyvana diving straight at him. That being said, it's a fine choice. Karma clearing out the pink ward. Always clear them when you see them. If you can do so safely, just clear it out, waste their 100 gold, and deny them vision. Oh, I don't think that flash was needed, but you're safe anyways, so good job. Purple team cycling back in onto top onto this poor Jax. That was weird. Okay, I guess the clone didn't quite go over the wall, so he just bounced right back. Good pickup for them. They have that tower. In the meantime, blue team is going to take this bot turret.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
If I were them, I get a ward up into this area here, as it will give you a lot of map control. It'll help you protect yourself when you're pushing in this deep. Yeah, just remember that these are games to help you improve yourself. Try and avoid any shit-talking, negativity, that sort of thing, because you're here to learn. Everyone is. There's going to be skill discrepancies, especially with everyone just going through placements right now. It's not like I can match you up based on your rating very easily. Caston going to land a free kill. I don't think he needed to flash again. This team's really liberal with their flashes. You don't need to be. Caston is going to get caught out. If he'd saved the flash, he might have been able to escape that. The solo Q chat. Zed going to take our red buff. Soraka slowly clearing minions all day. Maybe it's just me, but this game seems a lot slower than the previous ones. Well, we're at 30 minutes and there's 24 kills on the board, so it's not like there's been no kills, but no team has really snowballed significantly, which is, it's good because we have a pretty balanced game, but it's a little bit slower. Pink ward going down onto Dragon. It is spawned. I would expect blue team to take it right now as Mundo and Lucian are there. Soraka just warding around, making sure that no one's going to be able to steal it away from them. In the meantime, Karma pushing top is going to probably die. Is she AFK? That was odd. I would have expected her to be able to maybe not survive that, but play it just a little bit better. That lifesteal. That Jack's lifesteal almost saved him for long enough, but not quite. Yeah, this is a very, very slow game. You'll need a mining program. Alright, looks like blue team should be able to take this mid turret if they push for it. Mundo just kind of off farming. If I were him, I'd be kind of getting in here, throwing cleavers, shredding down their health, and trying to set up ways for Kassadin to set up kills. Because if you get them to about a quarter health or a third health, or however low you can, that's pretty much going to be a free kill. Good engage coming from the Ash Arrow. They're able to follow that through, get the kill onto Mundo, and I think they're going to be able to keep chasing this with the Karma speed buff. Talisman of Ascension comes out. They get onto Soraka, who sacrificed herself. Unfortunately, Lucian goes back in. Soraka sacrificed herself and was able to draw their attention for long enough. At this point, though, Jax is here, and Jax is probably going to be able to clean up this entire fight. Nope, good slow, good slow. He used his clone to slow, and then decided to go back in and dies. He bladed the Rune King to heal back up. Jax, though, he has his Trinity Force. He's going to chunk so very hard.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
Oh, Karma just out of range, or she would have been able to get that. If I were her, use your ulted Q. It would have exploded at the max range and killed him. The re-engage potential from Purple Team is incredibly strong. The problem is the fight drew out long enough for Jax to get back into the game and be able to turn the fight around. And Kassadin, of course, lived because he does have his Seraphs now. Bloop. Looks like he's building towards Lichbane rather than a Void Staff. Interesting choice, seeing as there are some pretty tanky targets on Purple Team. He has his Rod of Ages, he has his Seraphs, he has his Death Cap. At that point, I'd be trying to keep my damage relevant by probably building into a Void Staff, and then maybe a Lichbane. Although Lichbane is fantastic for split pushing, so maybe that's the goal that he's aiming for. Rammus coming in from the side, takes a lot of harass. Ash Arrow does land, but again, they're always landing those Ash Arrows, Ash Arrows onto Soraka, which isn't a bad thing to take her out of the fight, but it's not usually going to instantly win the team fight. In the meantime, though, great disengage there from Zed. He lands enough damage to get Kassadin incredibly low so that he can't really join the fights, and then just jumps back to his Shadow. At this point, though, we have Jax here. Jax, even well taunted, is probably gonna... Nope, not quite enough. It looked like he was gonna get the final auto attack on, but not quite. Lucian, a lot of damage coming out from him there. They're not quite able to take down Mundo either, and Kassadin is back in the fight. So good choice to back out from Purple Team there. In the end, that was a 2-for-1. So that did go in advantage of Purple Team, but not necessarily where they wanted the kills to go. Or not necessarily the targets they wanted in order to be able to really push the advantage. I apologize, I misspoke. couple pings going down on Baron from purple side. We'll see if they opt to go for it or not. Mundo stealing away the blue buff. Not as important for their team because purple side, well, their mid laner is energy based, so blue buff is nice, but it's not that essential. The only one that's really going to miss that would be a Karma. Karma loves blue, so if they were going to give it away to her, yeah, it's nice to deny that, but it's less of an issue than, let's say, if purple team was running in a Nivea mid. Denying blue then is a huge, huge advantage. I'm gonna rewinding that a little. Alright, so let's see how they do this engage. Mundo off on the side again. Mundo's always at the side rather than in the front line. I have a speed buff coming in from Soraka. Great engage, instantly pick up the Soraka. Or not the Soraka, the Karma. They instantly pick off the Karma, free kill for them, and I want to see them push this advantage into something meaningful. Ash Arrow whiffs right through all of them. This is your opportunity to engage as blue side. Jax goes in, not quite able to finish off, but in the meantime, Kassadin just cleaning up. Jax does go down, but in the meantime, that is a 4 for 2. I don't know what Mundo's doing there. Mundo just ran through a turret to try and auto-attack a 3/4 health Ashe. That was inadvisable. They could do Dragon. Lucian would be able to tank that with his lifesteal, and it wouldn't be that risky. If I were them, I might have abused the Karma respawn timer to take an objective such as Baron. They have a lot of damage to actually be able to do it. They have Jax, they have Kassadin, they have Lucian. That's a huge, huge damage potential onto Dragon. Or not Dragon, onto Baron. And you're then in a 5v4. All of those champions going to be attacking it have a lot of sustain. You have the Soraka to keep them healthy. So if they try and stop you, well, you're full health 5v4. You just collapse onto them and land a kill. The Ashe Arrow was down. Soraka warding up for another dragon. Dragons are very, very quick and easy objectives, so they're always worth taking if you can for free. But that being said, if they see you out at Dragon, their correct response would be to instantly take Baron. It isn't warded at the moment though, so I don't think Purple Team is going to go that route. At this point, you want to be pressuring Baron. You want to use it as a way to force a fight, where you say, okay, we have, like, get some wards up into the red side of the Purple Team jungle, and then say, okay, you either have to come through your warded jungle and fight us, or we're going to take Baron. Yeah, those mouse pads for the giveaway are really, really cool. I really like a lot of them. There is a link to his store in the giveaway, so if you don't win and you really want one, you can buy one from him. So they're just doing the whole ARAM thing here, and either team, if they land an engage, is going to win. So when it's a 50-50, and, well, less than 50-50 because Purple Team has more engage tools, I would focus not on doing the whole ARAM style of play. Why I'll go mid when you're just having the possibility to throw it. Kassadin's top, Jax and Lucian are bot. So this is really good opportunity for Purple Team to just sneak a really quick Baron. They are coming up really quickly though. They may be there in time to stop them. We'll just see how Purple Team reacts to this. Baron is about to fall. Jax coming in with the stun. Mundo is able to steal it away. Really good job there. A lot of flashes coming out. I would then push this advantage. Purple Team is low. Purple Team is down summoner skills and ults. So just go push in mid. That's a free inhibitor for you right now, but only if you do it right now. You can't go back and heal. You can't delay.
been destroyed. Purple team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Okay, at this point, you have 2 priority targets still dead. Take their base towers.
Rampage.
Good pick up there. Again, you're just making picks for yourself. Just you can end the game right now if you really wanted to. Ashe is up in about 5 seconds. I don't think they're going to end it. Yeah, Caston's going back. Jax has gone back. So the rest of the team needs to retreat. You can't stay without your team. Soraka's going to die. She overstayed. You need to respond to where your team is moving. Ashe arrow right onto Mundo. Unfortunately, he does remove a CC very easily, so they're not really going to be able to chase him down. I'm not sure who pinged top. We'll see what they try and set up now. Top or bot would be easy for blue team to push now, and very difficult for purple team to defend, because they are versus some Baroned up members, and they also have they're down in inhib. So if blue team plays it properly, they can abuse the fact that minions are going to push in their base and just stall it out, wait for the minions to get there, and then as soon as they try and defend, they can just go ahead and end the game. Yeah, top would be the best for them to push. Kassadin and Jax coming up here. If they get something onto Shyvana, they land the stun, her ult does go through, and in the meantime, they're just going to pick this up, no issues whatsoever. Again, push your numbers advantage. Go take an objective. At this point, that would be top inhib. At this point, I'd be sending probably 1 top to clear the wave, and then send 4 in mid to try and set up a fight. Oh, we got a pause coming in. Oh, Kassadin, so popular. Hey, Nick Stirp. We just got a quick pause coming in here. Apparently Kassadin got a phone call. Hopefully he will end that quickly, and we'll be able to get back to the game. Brian, do we have the next game formed? Because it should end soon. Okay. Rammus. Oh. So close. I don't think the flash stun from Jax was needed. Keep in mind, Shyvana is still down, so they have a rather large numbers advantage. They just need to take this inhib, and then they can combo on the rest of the team. Yeah, Karma's down. You're going to maintain your numbers advantage now, even when Shyvana spawns, and you can just end the game using that. Yeah, and that is game. Great job, everyone. Brian is farming the next game right now. We'll be able to start it momentarily. Also, keep in mind that we have our Steam game giveaway open right now. To enter, simply type workshop in chat and make sure that you're following the stream. I'm going to go over item builds here, and then we will get into the next match and the giveaway itself. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick look at the damage graph. I always like doing that just so you can see how much influence people had on the game. Ashe, really good damage, yeah. Unfortunately, just not enough coming out from Zed and some of the other champions here to make a difference. I would also expect Karma to have a lot more damage to champions in this workshop. She focused almost all of her skills onto minions rather than using them to zone and poke with. As far as builds are concerned, Mundo went for Spirit Visage, Sunfire Cape, Boots of Mobility, Ancient Golem, and Locket. So tanky. Oh, so very tanky on his part. Good job there. That's exactly what we would expect to see from a really tanky frontline Mundo. As far as his play is concerned, though, he spent a lot of time on the side of fights trying to land cleavers, whereas he could have just run directly at people and absorbed all of their CC and probably been slightly more effective. Either way, though, he did very well. We saw Jax getting really not fed, but having a really large impact that game. I don't agree with his choice to go for a Rage Blade. I don't like it as an item. If I were him, I probably would have gone for an Hourglass. Not an Hourglass. Oh my god. Guardian Angel. I always confuse the two. I apologize. I probably would have gone for a Guardian Angel so that he can essentially just jump in, deal his massive amount of damage, and then revive and do the same thing over again. Cassidon, really standard build there. I mentioned that I would have liked to see a Void Staff before the Lich Bane. Didn't matter though, he did very well. Past that, pretty standard build order. It's a very snowball-y centric build where you go tier, Rod of Ages, finish up your tier. Good job there. Soraka, having gone pretty much full tank, so she's focusing on healing herself essentially. My complaint, you overloaded your CDR. You have 20% from this, 15% from this, 10% from this, and probably some from Runes and Masteries. So that is an issue. I like the choice of Rylai's to make you tanky and offer a little bit of CC, which normally, of course, Soraka does not. So I like that choice. I just think you should have played a little bit better with your CDR build there. I would have avoided Boots of Lucidity and maybe gone for probably Ninja Tabby, because you're going to be auto-attacked a lot. There's no real AP damage on the enemy team. You could have gone for Merc Treads if they were CCing you, and they were. So actually, I changed what I just said. Go Merc Treads, because you were getting hit by the arrows. It's perfectly acceptable. That's great that those arrows were hitting you and not your team. But having Merc Treads would have allowed you to possibly live in a lot of those and continue pumping out some heals and situational utility before you were taken down. Lucian, he went for Bloodthirster, Trinity Force, Last Whisper, and then Infinity Edge. Pretty standard. Looks like he was also building into a Guardian's Angel. Trinity Force is arguably not worth it on Lucian. It's a snowball-y build, and he was ahead, so there's nothing wrong with it. But it does set you behind a little bit, trying to finish all those components, and then you lack the armor pen to deal with some of the frontline tanks that you were dealing with. It doesn't matter, though. He did very well. Good positioning, really good farm, actually. He's at 320 CS. So good job there. Rammus, good ganks. I had some issues with how he was using his taunt. He kept using taunt onto tanks or onto supports. If you're at all able to, you want to get it onto their damage dealers so that they're not pumping out damage and they can't just like flash or reposition away. As far as build's concerned, very tanky, pretty much what we would expect on a Rammus. I might have suggested, though, a Randuin's. Get that attack speed slow in there. The increased slow, the attack speed slow, like everything about it would have been a little bit better than Frozen Heart, I feel. Or hell, even build both. It doesn't really matter. No Spirit Visage. Either way, really good job. No super high complaints about that. Just more style of play, what could have been improved a little bit. Shyvana, I noticed one or two uses of teleport. It didn't seem to serve her that well, though. I might have suggested a more offensive setup and trying to deal with Jax early before he was going to become the beast mode sort of setup. I had some complaints with how ult was used as well. Very tanky build, though. No real complaints there. Sunfire, Spirit Visage, Randuin's, all really standard, and it looks like building into a Warmogs. So yeah, you're going to do a lot of sustained tankiness in these fights. I might have suggested one offensive item, though. Either Blade of the Ruin King for dueling or Hydra for wave clear and split pushing. Just one offensive item would have made you be a little bit more effective and would have made your team a lot more capable in these large-scale team fights, where Blue Team has 3 high damage dealing threats that you have to deal with, whereas your team only really had Ashe. Zed wasn't doing that much damage, Karma was doing no damage, and Rammus is just there to tank. So at that point, I probably would have gone a little bit more offensive on him. On her, I suppose. Zed had some complaints with how the ult was used. You need to land your combo after the ult lands so that it does the increased damage on the detonation. Blade of the Ring King Rush, pretty standard. You need the slow to keep them in range so you can continue pumping out DPS. Maw makes sense when you're versus a magic dealer like this. I would have suggested a Hydra, though. No, maybe not. Last Whisper instead of Brutalizer. There's so many things that you could have built on Zed and been effective. It was more style of play rather than build, so I'm going to say your build is fine. I don't really have any large complaints with it. Karma's build I do have issues with, though. She did no damage. She was focusing her harass on minions instead of onto the enemy opponents. If I was playing Karma, I would finish up my Talisman of Ascension and then build into Magic Pen. You have a huge amount of base damage on Karma. Absolutely phenomenal base damage. So getting a Source Boots and Liandry's into your build is very, very potent. I would have still definitely suggested get the Locket, but I would have got some Magic Pen early so that you could have won the lane. Ashe, again, no lifesteal early in the lane, and it really cost her. She wasn't able to duel because any trade she did, no matter how much she technically won the trade, unless you're going to win that fight right then and get a kill, you're going to come out behind because Lucian had a Bloodthirster and had a Soraka constantly healing him up. So every single one of those harass fights, you're going to lose. Anyways, I will switch over now. Brian will invite me to the next game.